Welcome to another episode of Insurgent Gamers Let's Tries. This Let's Try is going to be Bastion. This is episode 1. Bastion is one of my favorite games, so this isn't going to be a blind Let's Try. I have played the game before. Right now I'm playing it on PC using an Xbox 360 controller. Primarily we're just going to be exploring the story. We're not really going to be doing a ton of the side missions, but we will look into some of them. The music was done by Darren Korb, and to me is one of just the most amazing things about the game. So please sit back and relax and enjoy the story. I won't be doing as much commentating as in some of the other Let's Tries because there is already a commentator / narrator within the game. So just sit back and relax.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
The Rippling Walls.
He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road.
Sailhammer.
Well, it's a touching reunion.
So you can break apart all these boxes and these small shards come out. We'll see the use for those as the game progresses.
He sees what's left of the Rippling Walls.
This is
Years of work undone in an instant.
This is your...
In the calamity.
Sorry. This is your evade.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella. Forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Starts to feel his bruises, though.
It's very cool how if you hang around at the edges of some of these spawns, more of the map will show up. So the game's pretty unique in that way.
An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do.
So you can see in the bottom right hand corner the reloading, and just hold the X button, and you just fire off. Grab some of those shards to the left. Make our way.
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
So we're full up on health fountains, or rather health tonics. Looks like we have to go.
A school of squirts tunnels up around him. Must have fled here from the mines.
Okay, can we go over here? Yep. Bash our way through.
Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her.
Crystal barrette, a memento, a fashion accessory covered in soot. Holds great value of the sentimental variety. Also holds hair firmly in check. Best hang on to it just in case. The city crest reads a memento, an identification badge from the old days. All those in official business for the city bear the star of Ceylondia. It is said to represent warmth, labor, and sacrifice. So as we do collect those, I will be reading them. Just gives us more of a backstory to the overall universe and our character.
It's a
the
wonder
kid.
the old saloon's still standing. Used to have the nicest view. He sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did.
The sole regret.
Rondi always wanted his ashes scattered here.
He got it.
Then Kid finds his trusty shield.
Alright.
But just as he's getting a handle on it, the security takes him for a petty thief.
Oh boy.
Clang. Shield saves his hide.
So you want to hit your LT button as soon as they fire, and then you can deflect them right back.
Windbags start turning up for last call.
It takes over a full clip of the repeater to kill one of the gas valves.
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
ton of these things coming out. Holy. There we go. Nice.
Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop. He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke.
It's a rough landing. The Wharf District. The Breaker's Bow. Hold X to shoot. So it's like a charge shot, and when we start blinking, you fire it off, and you get a power shot.
Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Right back at you.
Let's see what this is, too. Something stringy.
The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest men in the land.
Something stringy, an upgrade material for the Breaker's Bow. A stretch of meese gut prized by the bowyers and pelt ball fans. One more reason for the popularity of meese hunting. I wonder what a meese is. Plural for mouse, mice, meeses. Moose, maybe. Maybe it's moose.
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
Working my timing a bit with those. There we go. Whoa. Took damage from one at the bottom. Good. Drink health and then just replenish that one directly afterwards. Whoa.
Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome.
Let's try it out.
He's a mighty fast learner.
So you hit RT or shoulder button and you just start spinning. Now these moves are specific to each individual weapon. So you're obviously not gonna spin with the Breaker's Bow. It'll be a specific.
He finds the distillery right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town.
There'll be a specific special move for each individual weapon, I think. But that's why this Let's Try is not blind, but it's sort of blind because I haven't played it in about a year, so it really will be a learning experience for both yourself and for me.
One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
All right, so at each level, we get an extra slot here, and let's read through. So we get plus 10 max health with a squirt cider, plus 10 crit hit chance, and we absorb stray fragments. Must be easier. I would prefer to go, since it's the beginning of the game, probably don't have the biggest health pool because we're still level 1, so let's go with the health buff. Help us to stay alive easier.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
I'm going to stay with the loadout that we have. And let's continue on our journey.
And then he
fell off the
falls to
edge.
his death.
Then he falls to his death.
I'm just fooling. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Try to take those things out as fast as possible. Let's see what's down here before we go to that skiff over to the right.
That one was Maud, the tutor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them, though. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now.
Getting wrecked by those gas fights. Wow. Let's see what's in the middle of the room. Something heavy.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy.
An upgrade material for the sail hammer. A chunk of precious alloy found deep underground. The staple diet of gas fellas, also used in all manner of industry.
Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did.
Before we deal with this big guy, we're gonna
Robs a
try to
scumbag of his last meal.
take these guys out.
Bad time to run out of black tonic.
Yep, you get that right. All right.
Kid puts him out of his misery.
Oh, these stupid things. Why did we get +2 max health? Do we reach a certain amount of shards? I didn't quite get that. Maybe they'll explain it later. If not, it's good to have max health. There's no doubt about that. So if it went up, that's a good thing. Let's see what's in these boxes. More shards. Awesome.
He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall.
Oh. Alright, so he's gonna keep going.
Kid just keeps running.
Sorry, fella. No time to fight you.
Somersaulting like crazy.
You either.
At last, the Skyway is in sight.
Ends in sight, guys.
Whisks him where he needs to go.
See what the Skyway is.
Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races.
The Bastion. We made it.
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
Cool.
We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right. Except no one else showed up.
So just the two of us, the kid and the stranger, are the only ones that made it. So that's the core going
Just
into the
like
monument.
that, the Bastion comes alive.
Cool.
Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
So now the onus is on us to rebuild the Bastion, and potentially this entire civilization that was lost as a result of this calamity.
Kid ponders what to build.
I'm gonna build the distillery only because I like I like the setup we have right now. I like the bow and I like the hammer, and the distillery will provide us with some passive buffs that we can use during the game. So let's go in and see what
Makes
they have.
time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
Okay, so we have still the plus 10% crit chance, absorbing those stray fragments, plus 1 chance to carry on if defeated. I don't really want to hedge on dying all the time, so this is a neat one. So when we're below 33% health, we get 100% crit hit chance, plus 33%, excuse me, speed while defending, and then we already have that one. I like just going with just basic passives. So we have our health buff for right now, which is good. We'll probably swap that out later. I think let's not assume that we're always going to be below 33% health. Let's assume that we won't be and be able to maximize this, just the regular crit hit chance right now.
Dread rum's brewed from swamp weeds, so its effect is as bold as its flavor.
Okay, so now we're off to
You
rebuild.
don't know what's out there waiting for him.
Rebuild the Bastion.
The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
Okay, so these are the side missions. So Breaker's Barracks, Proving Grounds, they're called, not side missions. Here the Breakers once hone their skill and focus their bows. We won't attack that this video. Again, we'll stick more with the story. I'll probably actually end it here. It's a nice spot, so we'll go to the Workman Ward next. We will go and try to find the next core. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a comment below, and we will see you on episode 2.